global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news for you, and the headline reads, Ondo State explosive. I was hired to take the consignment to Edo State. The driver of the truck full of explosive confesses. See details. But before we go into the news proper and further analysis, we do like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button below. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. Let's go straight into the news of the day. After the explosion which occurred in Ondo State, the driver of the truck that conveyed the explosives, Mr. Isiaka Yinusa, said he did not know that his vehicle carried explosive devices. The explosion occurred on Akure Owo Expressway at Iluabo town in Akure North local government area of Ondo State in the early hours of Saturday, injuring several people and destroying no fewer than 70 buildings in the community. Yinusa, together with some other people, were injured in the accident and were rushed to the University of Medical Science Teaching Hospital, Akure, the state capital, where he had since been receiving treatment. To this end, the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the operation, Mr. Abdulmajid Ali, has said the IGP Abubakar Damu has set up a committee to unveil the cause of the explosion. Speaking on his hospital bed, the victim said he was hired to take a consignment to Auchi in Ondo State. After the vehicle that was bringing that same consignment from Ibadan became faulty in Osun State, he said he was oblivious of the content of the consignment. He further stated that the consignment was being escorted by some policemen. According to him, on their way to Auchi, the truck developed a fault in Akure, the Ondo State capital. He said one of the police escort advised that they should move the vehicle away from the highly populated area when they could not rectify the fault. He said, we got to Akure around 6 p.m. and we took time to relax in Shasha market area where we planned to sleep and continue the journey the following day. So I slept inside the vehicle. As I was sleeping inside the vehicle, I heard a knock on the vehicle door by someone who informed me that smoke was coming out from under the vehicle. We quickly moved. The policeman that led the team said we should move ahead. As we were moving, the policeman in the escort van said I should stop. As we got down, I saw fire coming out from the vehicle. We brought out fire extinguisher to quench it out, but to no avail. As we were doing that, suddenly the policeman shouted that everyone should run. As I was running, I heard a bang and I noticed something in my abdomen. That was all I knew until I woke up. The next thing I knew is I was in the hospital. Wow, that's the news. Nigerians have taken turns to react. But before I go to feel the pulse of Nigeria, let me just quickly give an overview. This was an incident that happened in Ondo State on the Saturday morning. A lot of Nigerians thought that rapture had taken place in Ondo State. A lot of them felt, if rapture would take place, should it be one-sided? Rapture should take place generally. So how come there's this unusual sound, But later on, as the events started unfolding, I realized that some parts of Ondo State, that particular community had a terrible experience. Houses was razed down, people died, people were grossly injured. A lot of houses, over 70, were touched, and at some point the police came and laid claim that it was their fault and all that. But then that's not really where we're going right now. At the beginning, a lot of persons felt this could be a touch of terrorism. Why should it be Ondo? What is going on? How come that consignment of that magnitude? Why should it be carried on? If it's a classified consignment, and if it is of the government. I felt using a private jet, a presidential jet, or a government jet, or government transport should have been should have sufficed here. It shouldn't have gone through the road with 40 vehicles. From the first one was 14 in Ibadan, next one again became 14 Akure, and it was supposed, the consignment was supposed to reach Ondo State. What's this classified information for? And if it is classified, why didn't they use a better vehicle? Why didn't they even use the air? Why wasn't it lifted? Why endanger the lives of many? And if you're going through using that kind of explosive, you're going to transfer explosives of that magnitude, why didn't you use a very sound vehicle and let it be at a speed that will make it, because the more it's exposed, the more people are endangered. This is a vehicle that probably is not even in the best shape, and sun here, a chemical reaction here, and you don't even know how they must have put the whole thing together. Maybe it was detonated, one doesn't know, but eventually there were scores that paid for it. Up till now, the victims have died there. It's a Nigerian factor. If you die for Nigeria, you die for nothing. Honestly, so painful. But before we go into the total, I just tried giving us a brief overview of the genesis of this whole story, why the driver finally is confessing that, look, this is what happened. They called me in here to deliver a consignment. I didn't even know what was in the content, and look, don't blame me. I had police escort over this, so it's not as if I did. When I saw police escort, I was comfortable, so I didn't know what was inside. My own was just to drive, and the destination was Edo State, but we didn't make it there. In fact, I didn't know what was happening until my vehicle caught fire because of fault and all that. So you've heard from the driver, but let's feel the pulse of Nigerians over this particular statement. This one is saying, where did he said he got them from? This is what is killing Nigeria. He's asking, where did he say he got them from? Where did you get the consignment from Ibadan? Somebody called you, say you should come and drive. You came and drove. Now, wow, you came and drove. You come and drive, you drove. God will help us all. This one here say, you see, this government is a terrorist government, and you're wondering where Boko Haram is getting their weapons. Have you not seen? These are online reactions. So this one here is saying, God should just fall this coup. Maybe thousands of lives should have been wasted. Could they have succeeded? If somebody is saying that maybe this would have been a coup, that thousands of lives would have wasted if they had successfully taken that consignment to the original location they wanted it. This one here say, so if this is what happened, why this lie from Prof who went there to investigate the scene of the incident, that it was not bombed, that Prof deserves to be sacked? This is what they impart to our university students. You can imagine. So, Prof, at your level, you don't even know what is bomb and what is not bomb. So, why are you a professor of what? Of theology? This one here says, no, my fellow citizen, right from time before the advent of Boko Haram, this type of movement has been going on. Those explosives belong to some quarry companies who break stones to gravel for building purposes, and that's the reason police escorts are attached to ensure the consignment doesn't get to the wrong hands. Oh, really? Could that be it? This one says, yes, they do this. They do use it close to my area on hillside to break stones. So it's a story for the gods. And say, what is your story for men? Is it bad if the explosion was not an act of terror, or do you prefer it is? Some goats in human skin would not understand that. All they know is everything is Boko Haram. Okay, so they are saying, this one here is saying that this particular explosive is actually meant for quarry. They use it to quarry. There could be some sense in it, because the truth of the matter is, even in quarrying sites, you actually need explosive to break those stones. Yes, that much is true. I guess maybe that's why they're escorts. Well, there could be some element of truth in this, because I could still remember the police owned up. They said yes, that they are aware of it and all that. So why would the police deny it? Why would the police say they are aware and where they are not? Okay. Well, there could be some very strong elements of truth in what that young man has said. This one here is saying, I don't believe this story. The motor was faulty. The police asked you to move the motor out of the road. Someone you don't know told you smoke was coming from the motor. You did not bother to check it before moving the motor that has fault until you came down and saw fire. Here, Boko Haram. This one say it was obvious a bomb planted among explosives for massive effect. That's another thing. You understand? The whole thing is not ending, because if you're carrying bomb, you should be very careful so that the thing does not detonate for massive effect, and it has achieved the desired effect. Thank God the driver didn't die. The anti-terrorism squad of the police should arrest the man for safety, otherwise they will come for his life to destroy evidence. Because he just spoke his mind. That's another one. That's another angle. See, that Nigeria is so much deceit. If we can be straightforward, we can even get the root of the matter. Now the young man said he doesn't even know the consignment he was carrying. And yes, I know that quarry sites usually use explosive, but then they have their way of bringing it. That's another way of bringing it. But then, why would it explode? Why was the car faulty? And why would it explode anyway? You know, so I say Oshomole planned to destroy Edo State, but God is powerful than him. I don't know about that. So this I say, So I say, may God forgive you. How does this concern Oshomole? Okay, oh. So I said, do you have proof that it's Oshomole? You see, this is true. We should be careful with that. We should be careful with our statement. If you're not sure, don't call names. But so I say, whose contract is this? Who employed Isiaka, Yinusa? How and when would we have answers to this? That's another way to find out the root of this problem. Who contracted you? What for? Can you get the contact of the person? Find out why. Why was the contact done such a way that you don't even know the person who contacted you? You've not seen the person eye to eye. You just came, they say, can you drive? Yes, you came because you probably have history of driving and all that. Well, that's how much I can take over the feelings of Nigerians concerning this matter. I don't even know what to believe anymore, but I believe that explosives don't just explode like that. It's either safety measures were not put in place or safety measures were deliberately removed so that, at some point it will detonate. But that's my own view on this, because the massive effect, and why would, this is pathetic. You need to see the houses that were destroyed over this matter. But let's go to a conversation. What do you really think? Could it be truly that the driver is innocent, or could it also be that it was actually meant for an evil content, evil intent in Edo State? Do Edo have quarry that they will need explosive for? Why would their consignment be taken to Edo? Edo State, do they have a quarry site? Do they break stones? Because the stipulation they gave to the driver was your place of consignments, your place of destination is Edo. The first driver, the place of destination for him was Ibadan. After he was done, the next driver was to stop it in Edo. Maybe if he has successfully dropped it in Edo, another driver would have been called in, so that at the end of the day, all the drivers don't even know the end from the beginning. You see, the whole thing is not adding up. But what do you think about the confession of this driver over the consignment he carried that he didn't know?